Hello, Lydia.
Good morning, General.
I'm glad to have you here, and I want to ask you if your experience here visiting and living in the United States was what you expected, and also elaborate on what you would expect to get from your visit here to the United States.
My visit here is more than I expected. I must say that I met inspiring, knowledgeable people who helped me on every step of my visit here. Not only did they assisted me with their recommendation and suggestions in terms of professional career, they also helped me in a daily life in Washington, D.C. I also didn't think that I will see so many places which played so profound role in world and American history, not only in Washington D.C. but also outside of the town. When it comes to my expectations, what I would like to bring back to Poland, I must say that I would like to bring back the ability to cooperate with others, to mix confidence and teamwork, professionalism and humbleness in terms of using your skills and knowledge for future for the projects I participate in. I think that the proper mixture of humbleness and confidence can lead to creating far-reaching positive effects.
Lydia, what would you say to someone who is thinking of applying to the Paderewski scholarship to come here? What would you, how would you advise them? And what would you say to them?
The Paderewski scholarship allowed me to fulfill my dreams. Not only did it enrich me professionally, it also enriched me as a person. So I gained so many various experiences, and I had the scholarship opened a plethora of opportunities for me. Not only to master my skills and gain knowledge, it also allowed me to engage myself in various activities, some of them out of my area of studies. So don't hesitate. Apply for Paderewski scholarship. The chance to fulfill your dreams in Washington, D.C. is open for you.
Lydia, what do you think you liked best about your visit to the United States? Any surprises you have, or any disappointments, or anything else you want to say about your visit here?
So there were there were far more pleasant surprises than disappointments. After
Good.
2 months of living in Washington, D.C., I have to say that this city is full of contrasts. So on one hand, it's very modern, but on the other, on every step, you can encounter some pieces of history. On one hand, it's very formal. On the other, it's very open to the newcomers, such as I am. On the one hand, it's very busy, but on the other hand, you can find a nice, quiet place on Potomac River where you can enjoy a soft breeze while reading your favorite book. The living here allowed me to plunge fully into the political hub of the American capital and to experience the true American lifestyle.
Very good. You're here during a very unusual time. We have a 4-year cycle of elections, and this one, in my lifetime, is the most bizarre and strange one we've had. How would this election campaign strike you as a visitor here from another continent?
So, yeah, you are right that it's a very bizarre period, especially that I imagined conventions and election period, especially presidential election period in US completely different. I think that right now the United States are coming through a very important test for democracy, and they have to answer the question what role they would like to play in the future. I really do hope that America will remain the beacon of democracy and symbol of human rights and the possibilities that one human being can what one human being can contribute to the whole humanity. I do believe that you will pass this test, and in November you will develop democracy and spread the ideas the United States are based on worldwide.
Yes, so Lydia, there are two types of virtues that one acquires throughout life. The first type of virtue is what you would like to have said in your resume about what you can do, what your accomplishments are, and what your special skills are. And then there's another type of virtue. That virtue is what you would like to have somebody say as your eulogy when you die. It's a different type of question, and very often the resume questions or resume virtues are different from the virtues of you want their eulogy. What would your reactions be to what questions I've asked?
First of all, it's funny because sometimes I was wondering what would I like people to say about me during my funeral. So I guess that what your questions were very interesting, and they in a way summed up all the experiences I could encounter. I went through. During my staying in Washington, D.C. Actually, they allowed me to ponder upon what I went through here, and they allowed me to went through all the things I experienced here, all different feelings, some cultural shock I encountered here, and some very emotional moments which I had here, like for example the one in New York when I visited 9/11 Memorial and also the museum. When I went to the Ellis Island and saw the first step for many immigrants, for many newcomers in the United States in 20th century, there were very emotional moments, and they helped me to realize what inspiring country United States are, and what fantastic heritage you are able to encounter while learning your history, and also living in such a fantastic place like Washington D.C. when every day you pass the monuments which are symbol of your country's success.
Lydia, when you go back home, what do you think you would want your contemporaries to know about Ignacy Paderewski?
I would like to know that he's a perfect role model of a man who, even though wasn't a politician, he used his skills to promote Polish heritage. As I said before, it doesn't matter what's your profession. The most important thing is that what you do well, and by that you serve Poland. So for me, Ignacy Paderewski is a perfect example of a man who used his outstanding skills to fight for Polish cause in the best way he could. And he used his talents not only to develop his professional skills, but also by doing that he remained a great piece of work for future generations. And right now, one of the member of a future generation, which is me, can enjoy his beautiful music while thinking that he also was active in various different political actions.
Yes, well, Lydia, those of us who mentor very talented and professional people like you, people who have a great deal of energy and interest in doing good, get a great deal of pleasure from this. Would you say that you also get some a pleasure from being mentored and being advised by us. Do you feel that we lecture to you too highly or try to force things on you, or do you think that we're trying to encourage you to do your best and have the best come out from you?
So what I really appreciate from the whole mentoring process is the possibility to gain hand-on experience from people who really perform their job and they know their drawbacks, the advantages, and all the hardship they had to they had to go through to reach their professional goals. Thanks to that, I can avoid making some mistakes, but even if I make some of them, I know how to deal with that and how to resolve the problems I'm sure I will encounter on my professional and personal path. That during my way of life, I met very different people, but every time I try to draw on their experiences and to know them better, both professionally and in some way also personally, because I don't want to be too intrusive in anybody's life, but I'm a very curious person, and I know that behind every man there's a history, and I'm really curious to know this history.